All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. I am quarter host and a Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, Coach Williams, future Hall of Famer, baby. Still remember that. Y'all still need to remember that. Future Hall of Famer right here. Down below, Steve Space Age, the one who thought about this show years ago. And by the way, we got an anniversary coming up again. I think it's gonna be like year 4 or 5 or something like that, man.
I have lost count. I'm gonna just be.
I've lost count too, but we're just gonna say anniversary and yeah. So I will let go back and look, and I'll let the fellas know when to prepare for the anniversary. Okay, so yeah, and then that direction. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, where the rubber meets the road. And we got some guys in here already. Donald, what's up?
What up, Donnie B?
What's happening, man?
Twan, what's good?
Representing from the shine.
Ant, what's up?
Oh, there go Anthony Lewis. Now, Anthony, now act right now. Act right.
All right, so yeah, we got 9 guests up here already. That's what's up. Hey, keep coming in. If you haven't had dinner yet, have some dinner. Enjoy. Get your beverage of choice. Sit back, kick off your shoes, and let's do this thing. Let's go. Mm-hmm. All right. So something happened since the last time we've done this show. Something major happened. And before I even get deeper into it, what's up, Q?
What's up, Q? That's happening,
man. Something just I didn't see it coming, but then 2, because it happened, I literally had to go on a hiatus. Okay, like Pando and Steve, will tell you.
We didn't know what happened to him. Like, somebody check out Brandon.
Huh? What'd you say?
Like, somebody check out Brandon.
I went on a legit.
That was real. I was like, wait a minute, he hasn't been around.
Yeah, so
I knew you were good because we spoke.
Yeah. We spoke, but man, I had to go on a hiatus because, and I just didn't see this coming because I was like, okay, Myles Garrett didn't get traded, Trey Henderson didn't get traded, Terry McLaurin didn't get traded. This guy's not gonna get traded, and Jerry's not gonna trade him anyway because he's a young guy. He's a premium position player. And I just didn't see it happening, okay? Plus, I knew that once you gave him a contract extension, it was going to lower the salary cap hit. So that's another reason why I didn't think it was going to happen. Man, oh, man. Let me tell you guys what happened. It is Thursday, okay? And I'm getting off of work. And I'm probably home, or I forgot where I was when it happened, okay, when the news broke. Oh, I was at practice. I look at my phone and I get these notifications. And these notifications tell me.
What they tell you, Brandon?
That the Dallas Cowboys have agreed to make a trade with the Green Bay Packers. Here are the details. Dallas Cowboys send number 11 from Penn State University, edge rusher, Michael Parsons, to the Green Bay Packers of all teams outside of the division that's still in the conference, to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks, one in 2026, one in 2027, and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Now, off the rip, before Eric gets started, let me just say this real quick before he gets started. If he would have gone to New Orleans, I wouldn't be as mad. Okay? If he'd have gone to Arizona, I wouldn't been as mad.
I'd have been mad, shit.
Well, I know you would have. I'm just saying. You sent this man to Green Bay. You could have sent him to Minnesota, and I would have been fine. You could have sent him to Chicago, and I would have been fine. And Twan, I know you'd have just, man, shoot, Twan, you'd have been upside down like a bat, because y'all know you're a Bears fan. But you sent this man to Green Bay Packers, a team who we are 0-3 in the last 10 years in playoffs, record-wise. Eric, we're going to start with you, and then, yeah.
First, let me start off with, and I'm speaking just for my two brothers that's on the show, Steve and Brandon, because y'all my boys, y'all my brothers, and y'all are realistic Cowboy fans, and I respect your takes on your team, and I respect your fandom. That being said, I laughed my ass off when I saw it. Okay? Because Cowboy fans, listen to me.
Yeah, we know.
Put Jerry Jones in a home. Not tomorrow. Not next week. He should have got put in a home.
Here we go.
Thursday. Okay? Because here's what we talk about all the time on this show about people on the team, on certain teams. You have what's called core pillars of your team. People who are undeniably important to your team's success. Okay? And Micah Parsons is, without question, one of those core pillars for was one of those core pillars for the Dallas Cowboys. And arguably the best player on your defense, and arguably the second best player on your team. You could argue whether it's CeeDee Lamb or it's Micah Parsons. That's a conversation that can be had. But you don't trade away. You find a way to make that happen. Because again, they are core pillars. Like you have pillars on a pier that hold a pier up. You don't get rid of those. You might change the windows out on your beach house. You might fix the roof on your beach house, but you got pillars that are holding up that beach house. You don't knock one of those down. Secondly, to Brandon's point, if you gonna trade him, send him somewhere he ain't gonna be a detriment to you in the immediate future.
Yeah.
You gonna send him. There's just certain places that are just a no-no to trade him to. If you're in Dallas, you don't trade him within the division. So that knocks out them other three teams.
Philly, Washington,
you don't trade him to teams that didn't whoop your ass in the playoffs the last few years.
Green Bay, San Francisco.
Green Bay and San Francisco. That's two places you don't send them. And then you don't send them to other contenders like maybe the Lions or the Bears might be making a come up. You don't send them to places like that because you're going to eventually see this man. You're going to have to deal with him, and he's going to be the obstacle between you and getting to a conference championship or a Super Bowl. There is nothing, because I sat back and I ain't say anything. I didn't make a TikTok post on our TikTok page. I ain't say nothing. I'm just like, I'm sitting back and I'm watching the delusional fans sitting up here. Oh yeah, man, we came up. We got 2 first-round draft picks. And Kenny Clark's pretty good. Keep lying to yourself. Okay? There is no pick, or there's no rational explanation you can have to make it sound like it was a come up trading one of the core pillars of your team, because you can draft those guys with those draft picks, but there's no guarantee they're going to be a Micah Parsons. There's no guarantee that they're going to give you that. And guess what? You got to wait. You got to wait, because this season shot. So you saying we tanking this season? We not gonna do nothing, and then we gonna use the draft picks and try to package them and move up in the draft. Nick, what are you doing? What are you doing? I thought Jerry Jones said, I want to win a Super Bowl before I die. Well, at this rate, he's probably going to have to upload his consciousness to AI and run the team as an android from a computer. Because this, and anybody with any sense is can look at this and say, what the whole hell? What the hell is even that? I know, again, Steve, Brandon, I know a couple other sensible Cowboy fans. I know them. They like, what the hell is even that? Like, you could have made something shake. I know they offered 40. Green Bay was talking about 47. He wanted to remain in Dallas. It wasn't like, oh, I just want to leave. If they could have made something shake, there was a possibility of making something shake. They should have.
Eric, you don't think we try to make something shake?
With Jerry Jones? No.
Can I go now?
No.
No. I think Jerry Jones really did try to make something shake because I heard Todd Archer say that they got as high as $46 million. But I'm gonna let Steve go first, and I'm gonna give you what I know, what I've heard.
It obviously wasn't enough. That's the thing. He wanted to remain in Dallas, and it was like, okay, I can't get what I need. I'm finna move on. That's really what it was. So it was like, if you really value somebody, you make it shake. Washington made it shake with Terry McLaurin. The Bengals made it shake with Trey Hendrickson, even though they both teams procrastinated their tails off, and that's what we thought Dallas was doing. And they'll get it done. All three of us, even Tristan. Oh, they'll get it done. I ain't worried about it. They'll get it done. We were all saying it. All of us. It's like they'll make it happen. But for this to go down, that's inexcusable. You can't excuse it. There's nothing you can tell me that's going to make me say, oh, okay, yeah. Nothing. He's a core pillar of the team. The success of that team is going to depend on him. Kenny Clark is a great run stuffer. He ain't no damn pass rush on the caliber of Michael Parsons. He ain't.
It's true.
You can't convince me of that. Where you pass rush? So that's what I'm saying. Go ahead. Y'all got it now.
I mean, you ain't tell no lies, man. But I need to give context for the viewers who don't pay attention to the actual stories, just the headlines. So we tried to work it out with him. He wanted more. His agent got in his head. Now, Jerry, like you said, Jerry should not have sent him even in conference. But he said he didn't want to be a Cowboy no more. Sleeping on the sidelines. He was like, all right, look, you don't want to be here. Where you want to go? I think, if anything, Jerry did him a solid, man. I don't agree with it. I would love Mike to still be on the team. Don't get me wrong. Big fan. He ain't want to be there. Now, if Jerry kept him there against his will, of course, you know, they'd have been calling all kinds of names, and he's being tracked into his contract. This is that. Now, he wanted to go somewhere. He sent him somewhere. Now, I wouldn't send him to Green Bay, like you said, obviously. They offer more. He wanted more. We got you draft picks. It's not two first rounds are not enough. Kenny Clark's a good player. That's not an even player swap at all. Green Bay gave us their best defensive lineman. We gave them my best edge rusher. People are talking about the draft. Oh, it's gonna be late first round draft. We don't know how good Green Bay gonna be. So he wanted more money. He got more money. I'm ready for tomorrow, man. We gotta move. You know, it's a done deal. I'm not happy with the move at all, but ain't nothing to do now, man. We'll just move on from it. Go ahead, B.
All right, so to echo your last statements of you got to move on. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you because, you know, it's done now. Of course, you're not happy with it. 2 first-round picks. You know, we'll see what happens because my thing is, yeah, they got better pass rush, but now they got worse at stopping the run. And if I'm a head coach, especially in that division, I got to know that, okay? Dallas got worse in pass rush. They went from an A+ down to at least a B-.
Mm-hmm.
But they did upgrade run support. I think, one, it got personal.
Yep.
Okay. I think two, now when I look at the structure of Parsons' contract, I don't see an easy out. Okay. Unless some things have changed since I last looked at it within the last 48 hours, there's no easy out in Parsons' contract. So I wonder if it's more than just the dollar amount. I wonder if it's how the contract would have been structured. Because, and I say this because every contract extension Dallas has done this offseason, whether it's Osa, Bland, who they just finished doing, and Jake Ferguson, who they did before training camp, there's some outs in those contracts after 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Parsons doesn't have an out in that contract. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. And I had a third point, but I forgot what that third point it was. But I just think at the end of the day, everything went downhill. Hold on real quick. Sports Guru, I hear what you're saying. I kind of disagree just because I think early on they're going to rely on Dante Fowler as a
you see tomorrow
as a pass rusher. I think Donovan Izaraku is going to be a better rookie than people expect. I'm not saying he's going to put up Parsons' numbers, but I think Izaraku is going to perform better than people expect during the season. Sam Williams missed last year. He was expected to have a big year. Let's see what he does this year. And I think bringing in James Houston, former Detroit Lion, I think that's an underrated move. I really do think it's an underrated move. I don't think our pass rusher is down to a C-. I think it's down to a B-, but not a C-.
We're gonna see tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna definitely see tomorrow.
There. I mean, this is big business, you guys. I'm talking to the viewers. This is big sports business. I mean, at the end of the day, it got personal because of. I think what also hurt the situation was Micah Parsons' lack of professionalism during this entire thing. I don't care how good you are. Y'all can disagree if one of your best players is whining, sleeping on the sidelines, saying on his pocket what he don't want to do. That's not going to fly in Dallas. And it ain't going to fly in a lot of organizations too. So you guys can say whatever you want. You don't like your job, what you going to just stop missing work? None of you guys that are watching are going to do that because you can't do that. Mike, that hurt the situation big time. At least Jerry sent him somewhere he wanted to go. He could have sent his behind down to Tennessee or somewhere, Arizona.
That's what I would have done.
Right.
I would have put him out of sight, out of mind. But to your point, Steve, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But to your point, talking about unprofessionalism, I think it was on both sides.
I agree.
Let's not forget about how Jerry Jones just threw him under the bus in the press conference.
That is true, but
it can be said about both parties.
Absolutely.
But is Jerry Jones going to get rid of himself?
No, somebody need to put him in a home.
No, that wasn't the question. Is Jerry Jones going to get rid of himself?
No. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
okay,
both of them unprofessional.
And also to Steve's point too. That was my third point. It was the podcast because the podcast, from what I understand, was rubbing a lot of people wrong in the locker room. Matter of fact, there's a clip on Twitter.
I can't disagree with
But
that.
when you're sleeping on the sideline during the game.
No, I know that too. But I'm saying the podcast is like even Malik Hooker complained about it. I'm like, damn, Malik Hooker don't really complain about too many things in football. For him to complain about a podcast from one of his own teammates, who is one of the best two players on the team, to me that says something.
I think both parties could have done things differently, man.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is at this point.
Listen, look, but and let me say one last thing too, and then we're gonna move on to something else. Jerry Jones has been trying to negotiate with players without agents for a long time. He did that one. Him and Parcells did that one time to Tony Romo. They were in a small little conference room, just the three of them, and they tried to negotiate a contract, and Romo said no. And Romo ended up with a lot of money. Now that's an old story from way back when, but that's happened. So, but Jerry Jones needs to stop doing that. He needs to start talking to agents. And if the agent don't agree with it, and you want to trade the player, then trade the player. But trade the player also sooner rather than later because you could probably get more.
Exactly. Yeah, he should. Yeah, he should have
Yeah.
been there. I mean, look at what happened with DeMarcus Lawrence. He wanted an
Yeah.
extension. He said, "Finish out your contract, play well, and I'll pay you." And that's exactly what Jerry Jones did.
And to your point, because you're making a good point there. We can talk about going back and striking while the iron is hot. They should have worked out a deal with Micah Parsons possibly last year because then he would have asked for as much money because the market got reset with T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett,
Yeah.
and Trey Hendrickson's deal. All those deals came down before his deal, and instead of sitting there, strike while the iron is hot while the market is low. I mean, everybody who knows business know, hey, you buy low and sell high. So that has a whole lot to do with it. Jerry Jones claims to be this great businessman, but that's bad business. When the market is low, you buy. And you're not. And GMs do this a lot. It's not just Jerry Jones. I'm not just picking on Jerry Jones, but my favorite GM. What Brandon claims is my favorite GM. You're not looking at the market. You sit up there and you go, well, I'm gonna just wait. My GM in San Francisco, John Lynch does the same thing. Yeah, God damn it. Look, stop. Okay, you're lashing out. Stop it, Brandon. You're lashing out. But they don't look at the scope of things. They have tunnel vision a lot of times, and they don't look at the scope of things. It's like, okay, I got a quote unquote top tier pass rusher. He's shown us that he's got double-digit sacks every year he's played for us. Okay, he's rookie, he's defensive rookie of the year. Blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Okay, let me see. His deal is this. Dang, you know who else deal coming up? Who could be renegotiating the deal? 3 other pass rushers who are on par with him on the same tier with him. Who? Let me go ahead and get him a contract right now and get him locked in before these guys start asking for more money. Because if I can get him locked in, one, I can reset the market with a lower price, and they can ask whatever they want after I got my guy locked in.
Yep.
That's just smart business. So I'm like,
And
I'm sorry, I'm gonna lamb blast Jerry Jones for that for sitting up there waiting.
Yep.
When he could have done it last season, say, you know what, let's get this out the way. Because I just looked on and this is not something you gotta like do a whole lot of research to find. You can go on SportTrack or over the cap and say, oh snap, Myles Garrett can renegotiate his deal this year. Trey Hendrickson can renegotiate his deal this year. Oh my God, TJ Watt can renegotiate his deal this year. Before any of these jokers start coming to the table with their GMs, let me go ahead and get my guy locked in at a lower rate before things get completely out of hand. And that's what happened. It got out of hand. He couldn't handle it. He had 5 gallons of water and he had a 2-gallon bucket. And that's what basically happened. And it poured over into, can't give him 47. We're going to go ahead and trade him. So it's the procrastination. And these people that claim to be great businessmen, it's like, how could you not see something that obvious? So,
And that same procrastination is why we pay CeeDee Lamb so much.
The receiver market jumped up.
Big time for that deal.
And you could have got that out the way.
Listen. I don't know how many times we messed up with Dak Prescott's contract. I know he should not even be at 60 million. He could be at like 45, 50 million, man.
Yeah.
He really could be. He really, really could be right now.
And this is just my thoughts, but I think this fallout from this, this whole deal with Micah Parsons is fallout from the Dak Prescott deal because he was like, I can't make a mistake again. I'm so scared to spend all that money because I spent all that money on Dak and everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. Now they really looking at you crazy, Jerry, because so you messed that up too. Because now I understand there's buyer's remorse for that Dak Prescott contract. I know several Cowboy fans, present company included, that was like, he shouldn't have got that deal. That's too much. You could have gave him something on par. But way up here, no sir, sir. So he had I guess you could say buyer's remorse about that, and was like, man, we can't afford to just give big dollar contracts to guys no more because if you remember, every time they was talking about the Michael Parsons stuff, remember that comment, ask Dak. You know, remember y'all remember him? He said that, yeah, and it's like he kind of Dak Prescott caught strays when he was talking about Michael Parsons. Somebody, well, we didn't have him for this many years, and I got a quarterback that I didn't pay. Whoa, well, I'm catching strays. If I'm Dak Prescott, that's what I'm saying. You know, so that tells on itself. It says that I regret paying Dak Prescott that amount of money, so I don't want to pay Michael Parsons because I regret paying Dak Prescott that amount of money. So yeah, that all this stuff is connected. So what can you do?
Well, that's why I believe when I looked at a lot of contracts for Dallas, just a lot of easy outs, and I wouldn't be surprised if really Schottenheimer has about 3 years to figure this thing out, or they move on from, because after 2027. They get out of Bland, Ferguson, and Osa's contracts, and then after the following year, they can get out of Dak and CeeDee Lamb's contracts if they want to. All right. So the NFL has finished their top 100 countdown, and it took them forever and a day. I don't know why they do this. They procrastinate, but it's finally finished. E, you got the list, man?
Yes, I have it right here. The top 20, going from 20 to 1. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Detroit Lions. He's up 3 spots from last year. Jalen Hurts is at 19, dropping 4 spots. Derek Stingley, first time on the countdown, number 18, cornerback Texans, which, okay. Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle, New York Giants, up 7 spots from last year.
Not mad at that.
Fred Warner, number 16, down 5 spots. And I'm like, okay, what the hell? How you going? Really? That's what we doing? Okay. He made first team All-Pro on a broken foot. But let's go on. So Jared Goff up 33 spots.
Let's stop right there.
Oh, we gonna stop right there. We pumping the brakes on that for sure. Let's park it. Let's park and talk about that.
Listen, first of all, Jared Goff has gotten better as a quarterback since his Rams days, but I don't think he's gotten that much better since his Rams days. Because when he's with the Rams under Sean McVay had to tell him what to do and how to do it before the headset cut off. This is the coverage. This is who you need to throw the ball to. That was it. That's why in that game against New England, that Super Bowl, when they started running that too high stuff, it was messing him up and he froze. Moving forward, gets traded to Detroit. Run game, solid again, just like it was with the Rams. Decent, good passing game because you have a good roster, very good offensive line, good run game, couple good receivers, good tight end. But last year, I think Ben Johnson really went into his bag because he's like, okay, these guys been together for a while. They are gelled. They have cohesion and everything else. Mm-hmm. Let's start doing all this stuff I like to do. And you got offensive linemen lining up next to Pam Oliver. You got Jared Goff lining up in the end zone all the way back there. You got receivers up there in the booth talking with whoever's up there in the booth. Said Hut, touchdown. And it's like the defense is like, well, what am I supposed to do? And so because you have all this stuff that teams never saw before, it made Detroit perform well, and it made Jared Goff look better than what he is. I think if Jared Goff was in a more, I'm gonna say calm system, because that's not calm. All that stuff is just a lot of tricks and gadgets and chaos. So calm. I don't think golf moves up that high.
No.
I think Ben Johnson made golf more than what he was. And with their new offensive coordinator, I'm interested in seeing who golf really is. I know who golf really is. I ain't gonna lie. Real football fans know who golf is. But I think Ben Johnson, what he did this past season, and teams didn't know what to do, is just like when the Dolphins started running that Wildcat offense. Chad Pennington's line up over there. Ricky Williams in the slot, Ronnie Brown at quarterback. Teams didn't know what to do, but they figured it out. But it made Miami look way better than what they was. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. And I think I'm just interested in seeing what his new offensive coordinator does. And I think Jared Goff drops maybe not 30 spots, but he probably drops 15, 20 spots. Y'all go ahead.
I don't think he should be up there in the first damn place.
I agree.
You tell me that Jared Goff is the 15th best player in the NFL. This countdown loses credibility.
He's better than Fred Warner, man.
Single year.
That's another thing.
You are not going to convince me that Jared Goff is better than Fred Warner. Okay, you're not going to convince me that Jared Goff is
not better than Dexter Lawrence.
You're not going to convince me that he's better than Jalen Hurts. You're not going. That's an argument can be had, but you're not going to convince me of that. You're not going to convince me that he's a better football player than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
There are a lot of players that are better than him.
I could keep going down the list. You know what I'm saying? And, Jared Goff, in my opinion, is exactly what people say negatively about Brock Purdy. That's what I think of it. Honestly. I think that's true. All the Brock Purdy haters are basically like, all those things that they say, that fits Jared Goff. Because to your point, Brandon, about the system that he was in with Ben Johnson in Detroit, it's like he was just all right when he was with the Rams. People say, well, when he's with the Rams, in the Super Bowl, okay.
But no. Hold on. Sorry to cut you off. People forget that Jared Goff got a lot of passing yards because he kept throwing screens to Todd Gurley, who was getting serious yards at the catch. All he had to do was say, "Hut, here you go, got it, bye."
That's my point. That's the point I'm making. Yeah, and it's like we can pull up stats right now and say, like, well, what was his air yards? What was his air yards per attempt when he was with the Rams? That type of thing. And it's like he's a product of his system. I think he plays well in that system, but he doesn't elevate the system. He's just
right. He can manage it. It's like Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you can't convince me that this man, you're going to put Jared Goff 15th best player in the league. Forget about all the other football players. Let's just look at quarterbacks. You sitting up here telling Brock Purdy ain't even on this list. I'd be happy if he'd have been 100.
Whoa, time. Sorry to cut you off again. Purdy's not on this list at all.
No, sir.
You know what? Listen, I know the players vote and stuff. Yeah, I can't.
And I'm like, how you not gonna vote for somebody that dusted your team? Like, because he's done that to a lot of teams.
I can't do this list no more. I'm done.
Yeah.
Let's go to 14, please.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Jared Goff is a travesty. A travesty, a sham, and a mockery. Being 15th.
15?
You saying he's the 15th best player?
No. He's what you said, Eric. What Jimmy Garoppolo was. Yeah. He's in the back of the bus, drinking apple juice, eating potato chips, singing the wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yep.
All right, number 14, Trey Hendrickson. He's up 63 spots. 63 spots. Now, I can kind of agree with that because when you bust 17 and a half sacks back to back.
Yeah, that's not easy. 35 in 2 years.
You the whole defense in Cincinnati. So everybody, okay, look, if we block Hendrickson, we pretty much gonna have our way. That's pretty much the plan. Like, and he still quietly got 17 and a half sacks on one of the worst defenses in the league. Quietly twice, not once, twice.
Because everybody is more so paying attention to Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, Nick Bosa, Michael Parsons, even Max Crosby more than Trey Hendrickson, and even Aiden Hutchinson.
This man got first team All-Pro, went to the Pro Bowl, defended 6 passes, forced 2 fumbles, and got 17 and a half sacks for the second year in a row. He duplicated his sack total from the year before. Like, there's no argument to be had. Like, who gonna argue against that? On a defense that don't have any supporting cast. I can understand if he got somebody on the other end that's out there tearing up stuff. And it's like, okay, well, we got to block him this play.
Or
if
you got protection this way. Chris Jones in the middle or Jalen Carter in the middle, something.
None of that. He got a bunch of either bombs or Jags. And by the way, Jags, by the way, is JAG, just a guy.
Just another guy.
Just a guy. He got on that defense is a bunch of Jags or bombs. That's it. He's the star of that defense. And there's no, well, I'm going to take the heat off of him because I'm going to do my thing over here. No, it's just him. So, yeah, Trey Hendrickson deserves that. He deserves that. Number 13, Penny Sewell, offensive tackle.
One of the best right tackles in the league. He is. Him and Lane Johnson are the 2 best right tackles in the league, and it's not even close.
He moved up 9 spots.
Okay.
Moving down 6 spots is Chris Jones. I'm gonna say he got him listed as a defensive tackle, but I'm gonna say defensive lineman because he plays all over the line.
I think he had a down year. That's my assumption.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Okay.
Number 11, T.J. Watt, down 3 spots.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, number 10, up 42 spots, and I think this is deserved. PS2, Patrick Surtain, Denver Broncos.
Yo, that dude.
Yeah.
Different.
We had that era in time where we had Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson,
Darrell Green.
You had that upper echelon of cornerbacks.
Yeah.
We're seeing that with like Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley. We're starting to see that.
I think he must have learned a lot from his father. His father must have taught him a lot. I'm not saying his father was good as him. His father was real good, but
he clamps.
His father taught him a whole lot.
And I feel sorry for the Riley Moss, the other corner on the other side, because he gets just picked on because nobody want to throw on that side towards Pat Surtain. Yeah. So yeah, Pat he's him. He's him. Number 9, Justin Jefferson, up 9 spots. I mean, if you can do that, if you can catch for 1,500 yards with Sam Darnold as your quarterback, you're doing something.
Hey, listen, man. Let me just say this real quick about Jay Jetta. At the rate he's going, he's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
At the rate he's going, he's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Number 8, down 3 spots. Myles Garrett. Still first team All-Pro, still a Pro Bowler, 14 sacks.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 7, up 42 spots. Derrick Henry, 1,900 yards rushing.
Okay.
I think I know where you're finna go. Go ahead. I know what you're finna say.
I get the whole 1,900 yards. Okay. And I talked to, you remember John who was on the show? I talked to him and I said, this man doesn't really have that much wear and tear in his career because if you look at his carries in some of the years, he wasn't a workhorse yet because he had DeMarco Murray the first 2 years. Mm-hmm. Deion Lewis was there his 3rd year. I think he only has 3 years where it's like high carries, but one of those years he doesn't have high carries is because he was injured. So maybe it balances out. But
go ahead.
I think the 1,900 yards is being helped out tremendously by two things. Schematically, the offensive coordinator, I can't think. Oh, Todd Monken has Lamar Jackson looking like a way better passer than he ever was, man. And we mentioned that last year on the podcast when he first got there. But then two, Lamar Jackson's running ability helps out Derrick Henry tremendously, because if I'm a defensive player, I gotta make sure who has the football before I go get that player. I don't know if Henry has the ball or Lamar Jackson has the ball. And Derrick Henry's always going to run play side because he's the main guy. But if he ain't got the ball, Lamar Jackson's coming out the back door. So it's easier for Henry to get a lot of these yards, because by the time people figure out who has the football, he's probably 4 or 5, damn near 6 yards down the field. And you try to tackle that?
Most of his highlights of him tossing the DB into the first row of the stands. So, yeah. But yeah, Derrick Henry. And again, he takes good care of himself. So I see him doing this another 3 or maybe 5 years.
Listen, man. Listen, you really have to invest in yourself as an athlete. $250,000 a year into your health. Yeah, we don't know how much longer he's gonna last, but this is interesting, and I'm here for it.
All right, down 1 spot. I'm sorry, up 33 spots. At number 6, Joe Burrow.
I thought he was gonna say Saquon Barkley.
Up 33 spots. 4,900 yards passing with a team that did not get him the ball back very often.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, just him, Chase, and Higgins, man. I mean, that's what it is right now. And let me say this, and I said this before on the show a couple weeks ago. For your offense to be so damn limited is a travesty. But then it makes Joe Burrow look so much better, because all you're doing is line up a shotgun, just throwing the ball to 2 receivers all day long, and no one can stop it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine Joe Burrow with Andy Reid.
Imagine Joe Burrow with a halfway decent defense and the team he's on.
Oh my goodness!
just an average defense, not even a great one, just an average defense.
Yes, 17th ranked.
Yeah. Number 5, down 1 spot, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, he had honestly, and he's probably not down more just because of who he is. He had a down year, man.
Yeah,
that offense had a down.
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not saying that Pat Mahomes is a bum, but like past season, he rode his defense. His defense saved him. Also, the guys in the striped shirts, but until he got to the Super Bowl, then they called it a fair game. But he rode his defense to the Super Bowl. That defense is what helped him get to the Super Bowl. He did not have a great statistical year. For him, 26 passing touchdowns, 3,900 yards. That's a down year for Pat Mahomes. Number 4, up 41 spots, Jamar Chase.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, over 100 receptions, 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns. What you gonna do? I don't have a problem with that. Number 3, up 9 spots, Josh Allen, MVP. And he's number 3. He's the MVP of the league. And he's number 3. I think he's number 3 because his wife was in a love scene with Michael B. Jordan, but that's me.
I just don't see Josh. I don't see Josh Allen as the 3rd best NFL player, but that's just me.
Yeah, this list to me is personally, saying this, I think this list is losing a lot of credibility.
It really is. It really is.
Number 2, who was number 2 last year, Lamar Jackson.
Dude, I just said it. Tom Monken has really, really changed Lamar Jackson as a quarterback, man. And they need to keep Tom Monken with Lamar Jackson as long as they can. And then he could go be a head coach somewhere else. But yeah, they need to pay Tom Monken, man. I don't care if you got to pay him $5 million a year as an offensive coordinator. Do it. Overpay for him. Until further notice. Number 1, Saquon Barkley.
85 spots. Up to number 1.
I get it.
Year, Super Bowl champion, 2,000 yards.
I get it.
Now, here's a discrepancy that I have with this list before we go on and lead us along. Some people say that the list is based on what they've done this past season. But then you have a whole nother group of people that say this list is about what you think they're projected to do the next year. That's what a discrepancy is, because which is it? Because you can argue about certain players being in certain places if you go on with either criteria.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the problem. That's the problem I have with that list. Because, okay, if you want to say is what this person did this past season, okay, I can point out some players on this list that's like, okay, they didn't really, what are you doing? But then you turn around and you say, well, it's based on what we think they're going to do. Okay, that's fine. This person did blah, blah, blah last year. I don't think that they're going to be able to duplicate those stats the next year.
I don't think Saquon, and this is not me hating, because, listen, yes, I hate the Eagles. I don't think Saquon Barkley is getting 2,000 yards. I don't even think Derrick Henry is getting 1,900 yards. Okay? I'm not saying Trey Hendrickson can't get 17.5 sacks, but that's going to be difficult to do.
Very, very difficult.
Okay? Jamar Chase, 1,700 yards receiving, possibly just because they throw the ball and that's all they, going to do. But even then, that's still difficult. There's a lot of statistical things that are just difficult to do. If you tell me Jamar Chase is going to get 1,300 yards, I'll put money on that immediately. If you sit here and tell me Trey Hendrickson is going to get 11 or 12 sacks, I'll put money on that immediately. But don't sit here and tell me that Saquon Barkley, there's never been a running back get 2,000 yards twice or more. It's only happened once, as far as like one time in their career. Okay? Now, if Saquon Barkley rushed for 2,000 yards, then guess what I would do on this show later on this year? I would say, hey, congratulations, you did it. I was wrong. But for me to sit here right now today on September 3rd, 2025.
It was the 3rd of September.
Papa was a rolling stone. So let me stop. Anyway, I just don't see Saquon Barkley getting 2,000 yards again. I don't see Derrick Henry. I just don't see it happening. Saquon, 1,300 yards, 1,500 yards, fine. Derrick Henry, same thing, fine. To duplicate that stuff is extremely difficult, even with the extra game of now being 17 versus 16 it was a few years ago. So that's just how I feel about it. If I'm wrong, again, shake hands. Let's shake hands right here.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not, there's too many like what's in on this list from 100 all the way to number 1. It's like, wait, what?
Especially
that you don't have this guy here and this guy.
That Jared Goff thing just making me itch, man.
Jared Goff thing is the worst.
Oh my God.
It's the worst. It is.
You telling me that Goff is better than
well, I can tell you what's not bad. Pando's picks.
Do we have? I thought
you don't have.
What?
All right, so this is week 1 of the 2025 season. Now, I can tell you right now, be real with you. The first couple of weeks, I'm feeling teams out. I don't have a great record, but I will say this. Week 1 of the 2024 season, I posted an 11-5 record on my picks.
Hey, guys, hold on. Before you even get started, listen. Ever since Pando has been doing these picks, he has been way more right than wrong. Okay? For people who like to do parlays or put money on who they think is going to win, which game or whatever,
you're going to make more money than you lose.
You might really want to watch this guy. Okay? We don't do none of that. I get paid $100,000 a year to do this type stuff. So this is why you should pick me, because I'm on TV. This ain't no superstar type thing. This is real legitimate picks. Okay? Pando ain't getting paid for none of this stuff. He's not. He's taking time out of his busy schedule to give y'all these picks, and he is more right than wrong. Okay? So trust Pando with these picks. Let's go.
I want to go ahead and start with my line. I always say, because since we get ready to start the new season, I'm not always right, but I'm more right than I'm wrong. So you're gonna make more money than you would lose money,
okay? Especially on the Stone Cold locks.
Especially on the Stone Cold locks, because I think I've missed 1 in 4 years. Yeah. That's 4 years of NFL football. I missed 1 Stone Cold lock. So speaking of which, Thursday night football, the Cowboys are at the Eagles. This is my Stone Cold lock of the week.
What? Hold on, time out. You usually don't do that for a division game.
I usually don't, but I'm gonna explain why. Because I always explain myself. I don't just make a pick. I'm gonna tell you why. I feel the way I feel. The absence of Micah Parsons is not just a tactical thing in Dallas. It is a psychological thing. He had so many friends in that locker room. He had so many people who are on that team that are upset that he's no longer there. That is going to play a part in Dallas not winning that game. Now, I'm not saying they finna go out there and just get skull drug. I'm not saying that. As a matter of fact, before we go any further, I think all these games are going to be close this week. I don't think anybody's going to run away with none of these.
That's not a bad Stone Cold lock looking at this week's schedule.
Yeah, it is. There's another one that I had that I kind of teetered with, but I left it alone. But Thursday night football, the Eagles are defending they're defending their title. They're dropping the banner. The energy gonna be high in Lincoln. And right now, the Eagles just have a flat out better roster. And the Cowboys are reeling right now because of just the psychological effect, because of the teammates and everything that was like, man, what the hell when he got traded? Because it wasn't just, the fans. It was some of his teammates. Like, bro, what? He gone? Huh?
Psychological effect.
Yeah, it's a psychological effect to that. So, I think that's going to play into it. Again, I don't think that the Eagles just going to come through there and just beat the brakes off of them. I don't think any team this week is going to get the brakes beat off of them. Not one. I think all of them are going to be 1 to 2 score games at best. Because everybody's kind of feeling everybody out. We got a bunch of coaches in new places. That's another thing. You got new coaching staff in Dallas. You got Vic Fangio's defense with the Eagles. He's like, okay, Brian, bring it. Let me see what you got, because I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna stop it. So I got the Eagles over the Cowboys, Stone Cold lock of the week. Moving on. This one I mulled over. Friday night football in Brazil. This one, there's so many pick'ems, but I'm gonna go out on a limb. This is one I might be wrong about, but I'm going with my gut on this one. I got the Chargers beating the Chiefs in Brazil.
I knew you were gonna pick them.
I do. I don't. There's no rhyme or reason. It's in my gut. Rashee Rice is suspended. Mm-hmm. I know Travis Kelce just got engaged. He thinking more about his new back scratcher he gonna have full time.
Come on, man.
Then maybe the game. Not to mention Kelsey's on the decline. Not to mention, let's not act like he's not on decline. If you don't think Travis Kelce's on decline, you're in denial. But I could be wrong about this, but I like the Chargers in a close one in Brazil. Next one, Dolphins at the Colts. I'm gonna take the team that actually has a quarterback with some history with their team of actually doing something well with the team. So that's definitely gonna be the Dolphins. Even though, let me be clear, I don't think the Dolphins are gonna be great this year. I think they can beat the Colts. I do believe that. We all picked the Colts to finish last in that division anyway. Next game, Steelers at the Jets. This is the hype game that's going to get everybody thinking that, Aaron Rodgers back, boy. I told you, boy, we got Aaron Rodgers, boy. This is going to be the game to make everybody believe that. He's going to dash your hopes against the Rocks the rest of the season. Just Steelers Nation, I'm just telling you. Yeah, look for Aaron Rodgers to show out against the Jets. He's going to show out. And the Steelers are going to win this game. The Jets are still have somewhat of a decent defense, so they'll try to keep it close. If there was ever going to be a game that I think is just going to be a runaway, it's probably this one. But I think the Jets are good enough to keep it close. But the Steelers take it easy. Panthers at Jags. This is another one where Jags fans be and all this other stuff and everything and be cutting up and clowning and all of that, and you're going to come crashing back to earth too. But the Jags are going to get the win against the Panthers this week. Unless, all
eyes on Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter's going to – that's why I say the Duval people going to be like, yeah, we did it because it's one game. Get back with me around week 7 or 8. 7 or 8, right?
Honestly,
let me know how Travis Hunter doing it. That's gonna be the teller. But they're gonna do enough to beat the Panthers though, at home in Jacksonville. Cardinals at Saints. I'm sorry, Saints fans. The Cardinals are gonna beat you in the Superdome. I don't think the Cardinals are that special, but I think they're a little bit more loaded than the Saints roster is. I don't trust Spencer Rattler. I do not. I trust Spencer Rattler about as much as I trust an actual rattlesnake. I don't trust him. Okay? So the stability at quarterback has a lot to do with that. And Saints just don't – I don't think they have a quarterback room. I think they just some dudes in there that say I'm a quarterback.
Hey, listen. Trishan already said that the best quarterback in New Orleans is Kellen Moore.
Right. Kellen Moore might need to suit up if they plan on winning this game. I'm just being honest. So, yeah, I got the Cards over the Saints. Giants at Commanders. This is a good one because the Giants always give Commanders hell. But the Commanders at home. Jaden Daniels is looking like he wants to go out and prove that he's not going to have a sophomore slump. Yes, I know Russell Wilson is starting. Jackson Dart is number 2. I think it's going to take a second for the Giants. I think the Giants are going to have a better season they had last year. I still got to finish last in the division, but I think it's going to take a while for them to get the ball rolling, and the Commanders are just going to come in like like that day one. So I got the Commanders over the Giants. Next one, Bucks at Falcons. I like the Bucks going into Mercedes-Benz and beating the Falcons. They're a little bit more stable of a team. Don't like Baker Mayfield, but we at the top of the Baker Mayfield arc at the beginning of the year. You know that arm on the clock that goes around. We at the top of the Baker Mayfield arc. So keep watching. They're gonna win this one though. Bengals at Browns. You got 2 of the highest paid pass rushers in the NFL on either side. But I like the offense of the Bengals better to get around. Then I do I like the Browns offense. So I think the Bengals pull this out. They might win it, like I said, 92-90, something like that. I don't know. Raiders at the Pats. Raider fans don't get excited. I got y'all. I'm picking y'all to win. But that's not saying that you're playing the Patriots. Vrabel is going to get the ball rolling pretty soon in New England, but it won't be week 1. I don't think they're going to be ready to just pop out and show on week 1. So I got the Raiders over the Pats. This is a pick'em game. Niners at Seahawks. CenturyLink Field is no longer that place where nobody wants to go and play. The Seahawks have proved that they are more than vulnerable in their own building. That being said, I'm picking the Seahawks to beat the Niners in a close one. And here's why. The Niners are looking to possibly start 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 starters on defense that are rookies. You got a bunch of people that's in the Robert Saleh's back in Robert Saleh's system. You have people that have never played in Robert Saleh's system, and that might prove to be a problem. There's the wide receiver room looks like a triage unit. Okay,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is a problem. Just
anytime you have signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling to the active roster, who will possibly get playing time on Sunday, that is a cause for concern. Jawan Jennings is back and he will play. Ricky Pearsall, who we still don't really know what he is, he's going to be wide receiver 1. They won't get Brandon Ayuk back until probably week 6. So it's going to be a whole lot of George Kittle, a whole lot of Christian McCaffrey, a whole lot of Brian Robinson. Now, could the Niners pull this game out if they just go in there and pound the Seahawks to death with the running game, which is what I would do? Yes, but we all know who Kyle Shanahan is. So I think the Niners are going to start slow. Like I said before, when we talk about our division picks, Niners going to start the season slow. Niners fans, you need to be patient. They're probably going to pick up tempo around mid-season and really start rolling, but they're going to start slow. You have growing pains from the rookies that are starting, and then that wide receiver room is definitely a concern. So I got the Seahawks winning a close one against the Niners. Titans at Broncos. This was almost my stone cold lock. The Titans have to go to Mile High to play against one of the best defenses in the league. Quietly, one of the best defenses in the league. Nobody talks about the Broncos defense, but they are that good. Nobody talks about that. I don't think the rookie going to be ready to see a defense like that in a place like that.
Denver can get loud.
Denver can get loud, not to mention the atmosphere.
Yeah, the altitude.
The altitude. Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't think the Titans are deep enough of a team where they can go in and overcome that. And the Broncos, they have to prove something this season. That AFC West about to be interesting, except the Raiders. But the AFC West is about to be interesting this year. They go 3 teams are like you go 3 really good teams in that division. Yeah, so the next one is a pick'em. Lions at Packers. They could go either way.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to go with the unpopular pick, and I believe that the Lions can win this game.
Oh, wow.
I believe the Lions can win this game. I think the Lions can pound Montgomery and Gibbs and take advantage.
That's what you got to do.
Take advantage of the center of the Packers defense.
And
go ahead, Steve.
Micah might not play.
That's also an issue too.
Yeah.
Michael Parsons may not play. He's got that back issue. He may or may not play. I think he probably will because of just pride.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, no, because I didn't pay all this money. I ain't had nobody talking about me because Michael Parsons cares about what people think about him.
Yeah.
And that can be a asset or a detriment.
Right.
So
That's true.
He cares about what people think.
He does.
And in this game, you can't care what other people think. You just got to play your game, put your head down and grind. And so, I think that's gonna play a part into him playing because pride gonna get him out there. Mm-hmm. But I still got the Lions pulling away from the Packers. That's a close one. Texans at Rams. Let me tell you something. I am so sick and tired of people glazing the Rams. Okay. Matt Stafford about to find out what seeing a real defense look like.
Why not?
I'm trying to tell you right now. you think his back hurt now?
Wait till Monday
morning.
Hunter
and Anderson coming out. You Monday think his back hurt now?
Hey, listen. Hold on. Hey, who does? There used to be a grandfather on a cartoon that used to walk around with a cane. It's not Rugrats' grandfather. Somebody used to walk around with a cane. Anyway, that's what Matthew Stafford's going to need on Monday morning. Matthew Stafford's going to need a cane. Somebody get that man a cane ready on Monday morning. That wide 9 from Anderson and Hunter.
And let's not even forget, because people always glaze over the fact that Matt Stafford throws a lot of turnover-worthy balls. Derek Stingley and Kwame Lassiter out there. Okay, along with Jalen Petrie.
I was going to say Jalen Petrie's out there too.
The turnover-worthy balls that normally get dropped are going to get caught. Okay, I don't care that they in SoFi Stadium. Let's be real. SoFi Stadium is not really the Rams' home stadium. They don't really have a home stadium because every time they play in their stadium, they got more fans from the other teams though. Because again, what's a Rams fan?
There you go, Darnold. And hey, you know what? I remember one game. Maybe it was a playoff game, but I remember one game. There were so many celebrities at that game. I was like, y'all not even Rams fans. Y'all just did because they're in LA. If they were in St. Louis, you wouldn't even give a crap about the Rams.
Exactly. So that, but to my point, I don't really think the Rams. The way the Rams can win this game is if they can really get CJ Stroud off the spot, because there's still questions about the offensive line in Houston. That's about the only thing there's a question about on that roster. If that offensive line proves that they're worth their medal, Houston's going to be a problem all season long. But they definitely got enough to beat the Rams. I don't think the Rams secondary can really cover all those receivers. I don't think they can. I just don't, because you got Ahkello Witherspoon still starting over there, and it's like, come on, bro. Yeah, so
they can't even cover Christian Kirk.
Right, and yeah, Christian Kirk is the third receiver, which rightfully he should be. But yeah, Texas over Rams. This next one was a tough one. Oh my God, Sunday Night Football. It's a pick'em game. This is the Ravens at the Bills. I mulled over this for a long time, a very long time. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if I say it's a pick'em game, I wouldn't even put money on it if I were y'all. I'm gonna be real with you because it could go either way. But I got the Ravens over the Bills, gun to my head, because the Ravens' defense is a little bit better than Buffalo's defense because both quarterbacks gonna do their thing. Both quarterbacks gonna do their thing. James Cook is gonna run the ball well. Derrick Henry's gonna run the ball well. I think that the Ravens are going to be able to pull a few more stops than Buffalo can. I think that's going to be the difference in this game. So I got the Ravens winning. Again, this is a pick 'em. Last game, Monday Night Football. Antoine, you still there? Vikings at Bears. The Vikings got to go on the Soldier Field. Soldier Field ain't an easy place to play. I don't care what you say about J.J. McCarthy. He was hurt all season last year. That means he's a rookie this year. Okay, he's a rookie this year. Jay Jetta gonna get his catches. He gonna get his yards. But I still like the Bears coming out on top on this one. I think Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's offense. We're gonna see. You know how Caleb Williams flashed last year?
Yeah.
He'd have a terrible game, but in that terrible game, he had 2 or 3 plays. It was like, okay, we see that first round. We see that first round talent. He showed it to you in little spurts. I think he's going to get the most. Ben Johnson is going to get the most out of Caleb Williams, and this is going to be the beginning. Now, I don't know about the Bears going 12-5 because they got one of the toughest schedules in the league, but I think they got enough to beat the Vikings. I think they probably going to split with the Vikings. I think the Vikings are probably going to beat them later on this year when they play in Minnesota. But I think the Bears pull this one out. So, in conclusion, Eagles over Cowboys, Stone Cold Lock. Chargers over Chiefs, Dolphins over Colts, Steelers over Jets, Jags over Panthers, Cardinals over Saints, Commanders over Giants, Buccaneers over Falcons, Bengals over Browns, Raiders over Pats, Seahawks over Niners, pick 'em. Broncos over Titans, that's a good one. It's not quite a Stone Cold Lock, but that's a good one. Lions over Packers, pick 'em. Texans over Rams, Ravens over Bills, pick 'em. And Bears over Vikings. That's another close one. So that's Pando's picks for week 1. I'm just saying I've never gone below 500 on my picks since I've been on this show.
That's the man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. That's the man. Hope you was paying attention. Hope you wrote those down. Tonight, tomorrow, start putting your money on it. Hope you was paying attention. Take notes. Relax and take notes. That's what Ball and G said. Anyway, that's it for another show. Just a Fan Podcast. Remember, now we're on Wednesdays. Why? It's the regular season. And we're not
trying to compete with Monday Night Football.
We ain't about to compete with Monday Night Football.
We ain't trying.
We're smart. We ain't stupid.
Mhm.
Polar opposites. We live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, IG, and Facebook. Down below, the man who came up with the idea of the show, Steve Space Age.
Thanks
That
for watching.
direction. Huh?
I'm telling the viewers, thank you.
Oh, yeah. That direction. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, where the rubber meets the road. Y'all know who I am. Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing. Y'all remember.
You're going to be a Hall of Famer.
I'm a future Hall of Famer, baby. Call me. I'm ready. Peace out, y'all.